Alright, man, let's talk about James Houston. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. So, James Houston looked to be one of the steals of the draft. Right now, it was a play Sunday where he hawked down. Justin Fields. I know he was kind of compromised from the hip injury, but his closing speed was unreal. So, obviously, they found the diamond in the rough there, and it's just about, can he continue to get better, and they get more film on him, try to exploit his weaknesses. What's next? But, we talked about earlier, depending on how I upload the videos, well, in the mock, they got us taking defensive end from Clemson, Miles something. And they look to be deep at the end position, depending on what they want to continue to do. James Houston been standing up, rushing, dropping. Aiden Hutchinson been standing up, rushing, dropping. He got another pick Sunday. We'll see what happens with Romeo Cora. Might stay on a prove-it deal or whatever. Julian had his moments this year. Charles Harris, I think he's still under contract. John Kaminsky's played well since before and after the injury, so they got a lot of depth there. And obviously, you can never have too many edge rushers, but a place where, and also Pascal playing inside and out, but a place of weakness is they don't have a dominant interior rusher. But hey, if you get the Will Anderson get to you and he the highest guy on the board, I feel like you got to take him. And if you feel like you got to move up for Jalen Carter, I feel like I'm not against that. What he brings to the table is exactly what the Lions is missing. Somebody that can, be disruptive up the middle, stop the run, play the pass. So James Houston being an addition to the line, to a surprise addition to the Lions, is it's just another icing on the cake for Brad Holmes. Malcolm Rodriguez, icing on the cake. James Houston, icing on the cake. So I don't think you really can hinge your bet on Levi Onwuzurike being 100%. I don't think you can hinge your bet on that next year. I think you got to go in there, get some interior help. Whatever he give you next year is just a bonus. But Houston on the edge. He started off at Florida, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Went to Florida, got into some trouble at Florida. Went to go play with Deion Sanders and, proven to be a top-tier talent. It's great football players everywhere. Please believe it. If they said if you good, they gonna find you. That's what they say. And apparently, James Houston, probably had not got in trouble at Florida, he probably would have been a high pick, because you seen the explosion when he closed in on Justin Fields. Justin Fields was surprised how fast he closed in on him. So he's a freak athlete. So they need to get more athletic up front. That's happening. James Houston, Malcolm Rodriguez, Pascal, Aiden Hutchinson, Charles Harris. Obviously, you probably won't want to add a freak up front like Will Anderson, or a freak up front like Jalen Carter, I think his name is. You want to add a freak like that up front, but that's their problem with mobile quarterbacks. They don't have enough athletes up front. But now you get more athletic, you getting healthy, you get more athletic, and James Houston giving you a twitchy guy up front. So that's the beauty of it. And historically, the Lions been able to find those guys. If it's all somebody else's team. Remember, George Johnson came here, got a big contract, had a big year, left, and didn't do nothing else. He came from Tampa, came here, had a big year on the D-line. Sammy Hill, Andre Llewellyn, Sean Rogers. You name them. A lot of people had big years here. Cliff Avril, Willie Young was another late-round pick who had some big years here. So, the Lions been able to get defensive linemen, from wherever, free agency, other teams, draft, and they've been able to produce. They've been able to produce. That's the crazy thing about it. They've been able to produce at a very high level. You know? So, to me, that's it's not too shocking. Because that's what they did. You know? The guys come here, had career year. That's one thing the Lions been consistent. Is getting defensive linemen and them coming here and producing. That's one thing they got in common. Coming here and kicking ass. But, you know, James Houston, you know, seemed to be another athletic guy up front. So, you know, to be honest, they kind of building a team that can go to an odd front too. But I like the even front. I like that. I like the 4-down lineman. I mean, if you can get Carter from Georgia or somebody like that, that's exactly what they need. That's exactly what they need. So I don't think you can spare. You know, I think you got to move up and get that kid. You know, as long as there ain't no medical red flags or he fall to the draft. But you know, they got a lot of depth in the trenches. A lot of depth. They're getting younger and athletic. They're getting healthier. So it's gonna be interesting to see this team healthy next year. And they played a disciplined football game, and they played a gap disciplined football game. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons that mobile quarterbacks killed them too. They got too greedy. Instead of playing their lane and playing their gap, you know, they wanted to rush. They wanted to rush upfield and make some shit happen. And, you know, you can't do that. Can't do it. You gotta play out. You gotta be gap disciplined. You gotta be gap disciplined. So, Houston, pleasant surprise. I mean, when you think about it, wasn't too much of a surprise. He was a D1 guy. University of Florida, Fort Lauderdale, known for producing great football players. Bernard Robinson was from down there. So he can play. You know? So, another great HBCU player. I think John Randall was one. Jimmy Smith, the receiver from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, Aaron McNair, rest in power to him. You know, Jerry Rice, Mississippi Valley State. So, they produce great athletes. But, you know, James Houston trying to be the next, you know, big name off that list. So, more power to him. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, notifications. We go live and drop video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link trees, the first link in the description. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. One time, OFC Sports Talk. Peace.